right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Day 462 on my journey to 2000, where I play a game of chess every day, put it on YouTube for folks to laugh at me, and I track my progress on chess.com. Currently rated 1387, and we're approaching the end of summer here. School is starting soon, which I believe getting back into the rhythm of the kids going to school in the morning and not having to juggle drop off, pick up from summer camps and work and all that other stuff might actually free up some additional time to. I'm not going to promise anything, but I'm hoping maybe I can start up a coaching series where I can take advantage of some of the very kind offers from the subscribers out there who have offered to serve as a coach. Most have offered to do it, at no cost, which I think is very gracious. So we'll see. But for now, I've got family in town. My sister and nephew from Germany are visiting us. So I've got some other things in the room here. But today I'm going to be playing a quiet game. So every once in a while I do play a game where I don't talk through my moves. And I'm hoping, and I'm just curious to see if doing that allows me to focus more on the game and not have to focus on narrating the moves that I play. Because there is probably a little bit of mental overhead that goes into doing that. I haven't seen a real difference every time I've tried it in the past, but I don't think the sample size is large enough to really draw a meaningful conclusion. But with that said, let's see who I'm playing today. Ah yes, Vodonodpol. 1465 out of Russia. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, pretty anticlimactic game here. My opponent was disconnected. Either they thought they had a losing position or they were a victim of the Moscow internet there. Yeah, this one's interesting because I think I did make a mistake here at the end. But let's go through it. Let's see. 79% accuracy. I did have one miss and one mistake. My opponent had a blunder and a mistake. We both played as if we were 1750 rated players. So let's see. Looks like we were even through the opening. Middle game I had a slight advantage, then they had a slight advantage. So pretty close game all the way through. Until they made a blunder, which I didn't. Looks like I was able to maintain the advantage up until my last move, and my last move is actually the one I thought was the worst. So I'll explain what my thought process was and what I think I could have done better. So I'm a big fan of C5 now. So thanks, and this is a result of subscribers in the comments suggesting different openings and ways to handle the advanced variation of the Caro-Kann. So the push on C5 is big thanks to you. And I actually did look at some of the insights. Chess.com has an insights section, and when I play the Caro-Kann, I win a majority of the time as black. So when I saw they were playing the Caro-Kann, I was happy. And this move, this mistake, did set me up to take this pawn. Now, there's a few ways that I could see them. So like if I took and they took back, and then I took here, I'd be attacking the bishop, and I'd be up a pawn. But then what I didn't see was that they could just kind of take that pawn back. And so there might have been other ways for me to play this, but I decided to take, and then take with the pawn, so that way if they did take here, I could still recapture the pawn over here and maintain a lead. And then if they took there, then I could maybe force it out. But they took with the knight, and then I pushed with the pawn. Instead of taking right away, because if I took right away, they could snatch up this pawn here. So I decided to threaten the minor piece. They retreat, and then I come in to defend this before taking the pawn. And I think the right move was just to take the free pawn as it is. And my concern for not taking right away was the fact that after taking, they'd have this pawn here. And so let's see, if I took and then they take here, I am still favored after this, and then they retreat back. Let's see, if they retreat here, then I can attack. Obviously this gets taken, this gets taken, and then this gets taken. So after this, and then I probably would have captured, they would have taken, it would have been even here. But what I should have done if they did this was throw in the check first, and then if they block here, then I take, they take back with the queen, and then I could take, and then it forces their pawn structure to be compromised. But that's not what happened, so let's actually go back to what did happen. After taking with the pawn, I push it out, and then I came out to defend the pawn from add another defender and develop, so that eventually I could move my knight and start some attacking moves. Again, I was conscious of this pawn, so after castle, I decided to defend the pawn and add another attacker on this e5 pawn. And it's right here with this miss that white had an advantage of 1. But I took back with the pawn eventually to have some connected pawns. You know, if I needed to move the bishop back eventually after developing, then I could, you know, defend that pawn until I got rid of this one. That was my thought, but a better move would just be to take with the queen. And then with the a3 push, I knew b4 was coming, so I just develop, best move. I have an escape square. Rook comes over, just develop and align with the king. I decide to castle. And then this is the blunder that they make, because I don't think they realized I could en passant. And when you're forced with it, when you're presented with an opportunity to en passant, you always do it just because it's fun to say. But this was a quiet game, so I didn't even get to say en passant. But I took anyways, which was the best move. And they attack with the queen, and then here is my mistake. And so here's what I was thinking in my head. I was thinking knight g6. If they take, I take back, getting the open file where my bishop's already attacking the f2 square, so that if they eventually take this, then I could fork the king and win the rook. But what I didn't realize is after I move this, they've got take, and then queen can just come in here. So let's see if that is what eventually would have happened if they would have taken and I would have taken here. Oh, the best. Okay, so there's two good moves here. None of them are taking this pawn. The first is to defend this diagonal here, at which point I could, you know, double up here and defend this pawn, but they would snatch that up, so the game would be even. I would lose my 1 pawn advantage, or just take it immediately, which after this I'd have to go king h8, and then they'd be able to defend here. But both of those scenarios would have brought the advantage back to 0, and so we would have a pretty interesting endgame. But due to one reason or another, we won't get to see that happen. So here we are, day 462. I'm rated now 1397, and thanks a bunch to everybody for watching. Cheers.